Hey guys, so let's talk about Veronica Mars. I don't generally do videos like this, but I just felt like with the revival, there was just so much commotion around it, and just the shocking of the ending. I have to vlog about it. I just need somebody to talk to because it was just so crazy. So if you've never watched Veronica Mars, it was a show quite a while ago. I think I was in my 20s, or maybe we just got out of high school when it first came out. It only had 3 seasons. It was a very a witty kind of CW show, funny, but then a lot of controversial kind of topics in it as well. And every season revolved around one big case. And so the first season was obviously the best season, and it really was one of those shows that's just really addicting to watch. And if you watch the first season, I'm positive you'll become a fan. And it only lasted for 3 seasons, and the 3rd season, I think it was canceled. Somewhere in 2014, they revived it with a movie, and quite honestly, I never watched the movie until just maybe a few days ago, because I was getting ready for the premiere of the 4th season, because I was really excited about it. Well, anyway, so I watched the movie and I loved the movie. It had all the elements that I wanted to happen in it. I really do love Piz. I do like Piz. I think he's a great person. But I just felt like the Logan and Veronica story it just had to be, right? But do you guys watch Sex and the City? I don't know if you ever watched Sex and the City. I felt like with the movie, it was very much kind of like Sex and the City. You know, Piz is obviously Aiden in this relationship, the strong, stable one, the one that Carrie should have ended up with, or should have chosen, but she wanted to be with Big, because Big was always there. He was there from the beginning, and so I felt like Logan was the Big in that situation. Oh, I should preference this by, don't watch this if you hate spoilers. Yeah, I mean, why would you watch it if you don't want to know spoilers? I don't understand. I'm not the type of person like that. I will still watch something even though I know about the spoilers. I'll talk to you about that in just 1 second. Regarding the season, all the episodes were great, and I felt like it was very reminiscent back up to the original series, where I depicted one big case throughout the whole season. They got rid of some of the old characters like Sheriff Lamb, and replaced them with new characters, but they had a lot of the old characters do cameos back, which was awesome. Weevil only showed up on a few episodes. He has a very, very small part, but he did go back to his old Weevil ways where he saved her from a last minute thing. I remember him doing that a few times in the 1st or 2nd season or something like that. So I felt like Wallace really took a backseat in this whole season. He was fairly rarely in any of the scenes, even though they talked him up a lot in all of the panels they talked about how Logan and him had this new relationship and everything, but he wasn't there a lot. I felt like he wasn't there in moments that he should have been there as the best friend of Veronica Mars, because she was going through a lot of emotional baggage this season. I felt like they definitely wanted us to know that this was made for a more mature audience. It definitely wasn't CW TV anymore. They really punched us in the face with all the sexual content. Even the first 10 minutes of the show, it was just in your face, just over the top, intimate moments between Logan and Veronica. And I felt like it was too intimate, I had to cover my eyes. Although Logan does, in the first 10 minutes of the show, show up shirtless a lot. So if you are into that, then definitely play that on slow-mo, because it'll be forever burned into your brain for the rest of the night. Logan, I felt played more a reserved character. He did a lot of witty banters and a lot of funny moments in this season. There was a reference to Piz in one of the episodes, and this awkward. I felt like in all the seasons, Logan's always played when he was in the awkward situation really well, played it off with a lot of humor, and he definitely did that in the Leo Piz scenario there. But he also just didn't have much dialogue. Did you guys feel that? I don't know. I felt like he didn't have a lot of dialogue in the season. However, I've always felt like he never really said anything unless it was something meaningful. Everything that he said throughout the whole season, even in past seasons, like, it was something that was impactful. I guess that would be the best word to describe that. Sorry if you're hearing all this commotion behind me. It's my daughter watching her iPad. Only way I can keep her quiet. Because Keith's banter was so funny and very much reminisces back to the show. I really loved that about them, and I love their little like witty humor that they have, and I love their father-daughter relationship. I think that was one of the most impactful things during the series itself, and they really kept that going this upcoming season, even though she's a little bit older, and there was a lot more like adult humor and some of the banter they had back and forth, which was kind of interesting. If you guys remember Leo from when he was a deputy, he's back in season 4 as well. I really love the relationship between Veronica and Leo, almost to the point where when she had that dream about Leo, like, I was kind of like, oh, I hope that doesn't happen, because I really do love Logan. I love her and Logan together, but I kind of wouldn't blame her, because I feel like their relationship, they do have a really special connection and they have great chemistry together. Okay, let me just say this. I actually read some spoilers right when I started episode number 5, so I was like on 4, and then for some reason I got into Twitter and found out that the ending of season number 4, and I was quite shocked and I was so sad. But I still watched it all the way to the end, and I felt like that was a good thing though, because it kind of helped me deal and accept the fact that I might not like the ending. I hated the ending. I feel like it was just very much like a Grey's Anatomy moment, right? When McDreamy passed away. I refuse to accept the fact that McDreamy is gone. I don't like it when I see Meredith with the people. I actually am saving a whole bunch of stuff on my DVR because I refuse to see them match her with anybody else. And for me, if they brought McDreamy back, I would just forget the whole thing about him passing away. Tell me that he went into witness protection or something like that, I would believe it. I don't care. Because it's just not the same without him. And I feel like it's the same for this. Like, we don't care if you give us some cockamamie story about how he survived, we would accept it. I don't think I would want to see her with anybody else, and I think that it would quickly fizzle out the fan base if they tried to put him with somebody else. And I feel like maybe it's their way of saying, you know, maybe try accepting the whole Teen Leo thing. Or, you know, maybe it was their way of saying, hey, we got so tired of you guys asking for us to revive it. Well, in your face. That shows you. Be careful what you wish for. Right? Another thing I wanted to say is that I loved Logan all the way from the first season when he did the whole epic love story speech to her. And I just feel like, how are you going to end an epic love story like that? So I think that they kind of did themselves in by making him announce that they were an epic love story all the way from the beginning. So did you guys watch it? Tell me what you thought in the comments, if you felt you liked the ending, which I don't know why you would, but if you did, then that's great for you. If you're going to watch another season, if they bring back another season, or, you know, if you just want to cry with me over the fact that Logan is no longer there. I don't do very many videos like this, so if you're still wanting to subscribe, click here. If you want to see more content, click here. Talk to you next time. Bye.